Hi, gang. How you doing out there? My name is Harmony Hart. Come on, everybody, follow the bouncing heart and sing along to our theme song. Open up all of the doors, my friend. You've got all the keys. Open up all of the doors, my friend. Come fun learning with me. Come fun learning with me. Yes, welcome to Fun Learning. Today, we're going to have a great time and learn how to play safe by looking at Hush Puppy's bright idea, Safety as We Play, Roscoe's rules, First Aid for Children. So, come fun learning with me.
Is that his picture?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if Jimmy was hurted in an accident,
Yes?
how come he's smiling?
No, darling. That's a school picture that was taken before the accident.
Oh, he was such a nice person.
He still is. Jimmy's going to be okay.
Jimmy was hit by a car?
Yes, he was crossing the street last night on his way home, and the driver couldn't see him in the darkness.
Oh, my.
It says that 1 out of every 5 people killed or hurt in an accident is a pedestrian.
You know, it is hard for drivers to see us kids when we are
Yes?
pedestrians,
Yes.
and also when we're walking
Yes.
in the dark.
Yes.
And more than half of those accidents involving pedestrians happen during morning or evening hours of darkness.
That's what it says.
You know, it is not fair that a car could come down the street and hit a little kid.
Nobody does that on purpose, Lamb Chop.
But in most nighttime accidents, the driver said they just couldn't see the people in time to stop.
You know, it's like when you're walking outside after it's dark. You is an invisible man.
Unless you are a woman, and then you are non-invisible
Yes?
woman.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, there ought to be somebody who can tell us kids how we could be seen when we're out after it's dark.
Yes, and I know just the person.
Yes? Who?
Me.
Boy, it sure didn't take her long to become an expert.
Yes, sorry, Bob. I think that does it.
Lamb Chop?
Oh, hi, Sally.
What are you doing?
I'm making a puppet.
A puppet?
Yeah,
What for?
for my show.
For your show.
My show.
What show?
All about how us kids could avoid being hurted and even killed it. You know, when we're out, when it's dark.
What's he got to do with it?
Well, Seymour's gonna be the star.
Seymour?
Yeah, Seymour Safely.
Seymour Safely. Ooh, that's a very special name.
Ooh, that's a very special person.
Can you make your very special person talk?
Of course I can make him talk. He's my puppet.
Oh, well, that's very good. You know what that does?
But
That makes you a ventriloquist.
Seymour, I'm a vanilla twist.
Ventriloquist.
Huh?
Ventriloquist.
What's one of them?
That's somebody who makes puppet talk.
Oh,
Come on, make him say something.
say hello, Seymour. Hello, Seymour.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
Seymour sounded just like you.
Of course he sounded just like me. He's my puppet.
Yeah, but you moved your lips when you talked.
Of course I move my lips when I talk. What did you expect me to move? My ears?
Lamb Chop.
What? Oh, okay. I'm not really fully perfected.
Perfected.
Oh, yeah. As a ventriloquist.
But ventriloquist.
Yeah. But Seymour here, he works for the American
American Optometric Association?
Yeah. I'm I'm no good at foreign languages.
Seymour works for them. What does he do for them?
Seymour tells kids and people both.
Both?
He says, protect your eyes. Take care of your vision. Because our world is just full of things you want to see. You see, Seymour knows all about seeing.
Yeah, but does Seymour know anything about how important it is for children to be seen?
Huh?
What do you mean, huh? Hush, Puppy. Hush, Puppy. Hello, Hush. Would you give me that newspaper, honey? Yeah, in that article about Jimmy's accident, there were some suggestions about how people could make themselves more visible to motorists after it's dark or in the morning before it's light.
No, Sherry, you don't gotta read that. Because everybody knows that what us kids should do is wear white or light-colored clothing. No. When we're out, no. When it's dark.
Well, no. You know, it's not wrong. It's just that there is something better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. There's that fluorescent stuff, you know, those cool letters on the T-shirts that say, "Kiss me, baby."
No.
What do you mean, no?
Well, no. Fluorescent materials are great for the daylight, but not in the dark.
Well, then what should us kids wear? I mean, how is we gonna be safer in the darkness? What are you doing?
Did you ever, hear of, here it is, retro-reflective materials?
Reflective?
Yeah.
You mean like mirrors that reflect my gorgeous face?
Mirrors? You want us kids to walk around wearing mirrors?
No. Reflective materials are specifically made to return the light from an automobile's headlights right back to the driver.
Oh, it's a magic trick, right?
No. Think, Hush Puppy. Please, just think. What are you doing?
I'm thinking.
All right, now try to remember. You have seen highway signs made out of reflective materials. They give the same bright warnings at night as they do during the day.
Oh, yes, I've seen them.
Well, now, some people who have to work out on roadways at night already wear reflective materials. Firemen, policemen do. Even paper boys.
Oh, well, okay, yes. Then in my show, Seymour Safely is going to tell all the children about the collective
Reflective
materials.
Yes.
Well, honey, child, do you realize that in order to tell all the children who should hear
Yes.
about how to be safer in the darkness
Yes.
with the selective Oh, yeah, that's right. Reflective materials.
Yes.
You and Seymour is going to have to put on 14 million zillion shows.
That's a lot of shows.
Yeah. So what are we going to do? Hey, listen. Why don't I get my camera and we can make a picture about reflective materials? And what do you think, Sherry?
Do you know, I think that's a very good idea, Hush Puppy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, a picture. Oh, yeah, let's do a picture. Hush, Puppy, could I be in your movie? I want to be a star.
I'm sorry, Lamb Choppy, but you see, this here is going to be a real good movie about how real kids can be real safe when it's real dark.
Oh, well, can Seymour be in your movie? Because, you know, he's an expert on good vision and safety and...
No, but Seymour can be the technical advisor.
Okay.
Can I give you a hand?
No, but you can give me a voice.
A voice?
Yes, because you could read the script for the film.
The script for the film, I would be delighted.
Well, thank you. And now, if you excuse me, I got to round up some actors, and I'm going to be very busy rehearsing and directing and filming. No, I need more light. Light, please. That's good. Gives you a sense of power. Okay, now, when I say 3, I want action. You know what I mean? Move it. Okay, here we go. Action!
Well, this is it, Hush Puppy.
Yes, I know that.
The world premiere of your big movie.
I know it.
You're excited, huh?
Excited? Me? Are you kidding? I'm as cool as a cucumber.
What?
As he is a cucumber. As cow as a I'm all right. Is everybody here?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Lights, please. And action!
Hush Puppy, did you film that?
The University of California's Institute of Transportation and Traffic Engineering filmed these scenes using realistic, life-size dummies to show the effect on the human body of being struck by a car at only 30 miles an hour. Producer Hush Puppy has borrowed this film to show you because the same thing is happening every night and to real people. In most cases, it's because the pedestrian is lost in the surrounding darkness and the driver just can't see him in time to stop. So if you're out when it's dark, you know, coming home after a late ball game or going to the library after dinner or going to school in the winter when it's still dark in the morning, if you must cross streets or walk in the streets because you don't have sidewalks, you really have to be careful because your chances of being hit by a car are 5 times greater in the dark than in the daytime.
I bet you my white woolly coat would keep me safe. It's 100% pure wool.
Come on, just watch. For years, people thought they'd be safe walking down a dark road if they were wearing white or light-colored clothing. Now, as these young people walk away from the lights, just watch how the various colors of clothing disappear into the darkness. At 55 feet, the child in dark clothing disappears. At 80 feet, you can no longer see the second child in red clothing. The youngster wearing yellow is lost into the darkness at 120 feet. And at 180 feet, even the person in white is invisible. To show you how difficult it is for a driver to see a pedestrian in time to react and then stop, Hush Puppy's pals have made this cardboard cutout to represent a child. Remember how we saw the youngster in dark clothing just disappear at 55 feet? Well, at 30 miles an hour on a flat, dry road, the average driver needs 72 feet in order to see the pedestrian, put his foot on the brake, and stop the car. If this had been a child, he could have been an accident victim. And at 60 miles an hour, it takes an average of 260 feet for a car to stop. So even white clothing, which can be seen for up to 180 feet, doesn't always make you visible soon enough to protect you in the dark.
Ow! I'm sure glad that wasn't me.
Oh, you're now. Now, about those fluorescent colors. In daylight, oh, and especially on overcast days or at dusk, they are super. But at night, they're not any more visible than ordinary clothing. To show you how effective reflective materials really are, here are the 4 young people we saw before. Only this time, they are joined by 4 more people who are dressed the same, except that these 4 are wearing clothing with reflective trim. And as you can see, the 4 people without reflective trim are very quickly lost in the darkness at a distance of about 180 feet. But the 4 pedestrians with reflective markings will continue to be brightly visible at distances of over 500 feet. Well, you can see how these reflective markings give these pedestrians good, safe nighttime visibility. Good-looking reflective materials can be applied to almost anything, everything. All sorts of things that you can carry or wear that will help you be safer by being seen in the darkness. And more companies are designing clothes with reflective trim, so you can not only look sharp, but give yourself the protection you need when you're late getting home at night, or if you walk to school early in the morning when it's still dark.
Hey, Hush! I biked to
school. What about me?
Yeah, what about riding bikes in the dark?
Oh, hold on to your handlebars. I got bikes in my film. You watch.
Of course, all bicycles should have headlights and the approved rear reflectors. And all new bicycles have these reflectors on the pedals that show an up and down pedaling motion to oncoming or following motorists. But you know, most accidents that involve bicycles happen when the bike is crossing the roadway. So you need reflectorization on the side, too. There are attention-getting devices that are visible from the front and the side, like these fluorescent and reflector spinners that mount on the handlebars and look like a light jumping up and down, and this fluorescent safety flag that has reflective materials applied to it. These spoke reflectors provide excellent side visibility when your bike is moving. And these reflective tires really let a motorist know that the object ahead is a bicycle.
Oh, it looks like a carnival at night.
Yeah. And think about this, Lamb Chuck, too. When you're out bike riding, you make up over half of the visible area. So if you're wearing reflective clothing, you will be just that much more visible to an approaching driver.
Oh, somebody get the lights, please.
Is that it?
Yeah, what's next?
What's next is I'm going to get some of that reflective material, and I'm going to put it all over my bike and all over my body, and I'm going to shine and glitter and gleam.
Hush, puppy. Wait a minute. Neil, is that your jacket, that beautiful one? Yeah. Would you put it on? Now, look at that jacket. You see, it has reflective material on it.
Uh-huh.
But it doesn't glitter or gleam or light up or say, kiss me, baby.
No, why not?
You cannot see the reflection unless you are right behind the light.
Huh?
Julie, is there a flashlight in there? I think there is on the right. Yeah? Good.
What are you going to do?
Make believe that this flashlight is the automobile headlight. Wow, you see, the reflective material only returns the light to the source. I take away the light, and the reflective material looks like a perfectly normal part of Neil's jacket. You see?
Yeah, but how does it work?
Well, maybe I have some scraps of that reflective tape in there. Do I? Oh, thank you. You see, reflective materials have millions of tiny glass beads on it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And these glass beads turn the light around and send it back to you.
Yeah, but what about my bicycle reflector?
Those are called prismatic reflectors. And when the light hits, it just bounces around in tiny prisms until it bounces back to where the light came from. In other words, if you are reflectorized in the dark, you will be safer because you'll be seen.
Well, thank you, Miss Louie, for that scientific explanation.
You're very welcome.
And I certainly hope that the millions and zillions of kids that is going to see my movie is going to like it.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
I like it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're all good.
That's it?
Yes.
Your movie is over?
Yes, that's all there is. There ain't no more.
Yeah, don't you think you should have an ending?
Yes, but I don't have an ending.
Oh.
Couldn't we just ring down the curtain?
You got a curtain? Oh, Hush Puppy, can I use this as a curtain?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything on the other side?
No, there's nothing on neither side.
Good. Now, I'm just going to add some reflective material, and Hush Puppy, this is going to make a good ending for your movie.
Why?
Because it says the end.
Oh, can I put a spotlight on it?
Yeah. Oh, I think that reflects very well on your movie.
Speaking about reflectors, how do you like these lights? Wow! Hey, Hush Puppy, look at me. You can see me in the dark, huh? This next film is called Safety as We Play. Ooh, this tickles.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. We're going to practice safety as we play. We're going to practice safety as we play. As we walk and ride and play. When I get to the corner, then I wait. I look in both directions and I wait. To the left, the right, the left. When the sign it says to walk, I walk. When the sign it says don't walk, I don't. I walk, I don't, I walk. We see many, many things as we walk along. We learn many, many things as we sing our song. And we'll be safe and happy as we play. And we'll be safe and happy as we play. The street is not the place for us to play. The street is just for cars and trucks and bikes. For cars and trucks and bikes. When I ride my bike, I stay to the right. I'm careful and I stop at the light. The right, the light, the right. When I see the light is green, I go. When I see the light is red, I stop. I go. I stop. I go. We'll see many, many things as we ride along. We'll learn many, many things as we sing our song. And we'll be safe and happy as we play. And we'll be safe and happy as we play. La 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 When my ball rolls into the street, I stop. I never run into the street, I wait. I stop. I look. I wait. There are many, many places where it's safe to play. There are happy, happy places we can play all day. And we'll be safe and happy as we play. And we'll be safe and happy as we play. La 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 la. La 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 la.
You better be paying attention because I might ask questions at the end of this tape. Hey, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. His name is Rosco.
These boys and girls are just like friends of ours. We're going to get to know some of them. Here's the best hopscotch player in the 2nd grade. Her name is Debbie. That's Jeff up on top. He really likes recess a lot. Brenda likes spelling best, but the teeter-totters are fun too. And there's Mike. He has fun no matter what he does. This is Miss Stewart, their teacher, and Officer Dan. He visits the school often, and all the boys and girls like him. Miss Stewart asks us if we remember the safety rules we've been learning about crossing the street. A lot of those rules have signs and signals to help us remember them, like the walk signal that tells us when it's safe to cross, and the lines painted on the street to show us where the crosswalks are. Well, today Officer Dan is going to tell us about 4 special safety rules that don't have any signals. They're so important that Officer Dan has brought along a special visitor who's going to help us remember these rules. And here he is. This little fellow is a friend of Smokey the Bear. Does anyone know who Smokey the Bear is? Sure, everybody does. He helps us to remember the safety rules about fire. Well, this is Rosco, and he's going to help us remember our 4 special safety rules. The first special rule is
we always go straight home from school.
and we always go the way we've been taught to go. Our mothers know how long it should take us to walk home that way, and they'll worry if we're late. The second rule is,
we never get into a car without our parents' permission.
The driver might be a very bad driver.
We never take gifts from anyone without our parents' permission.
Not even a piece of candy. Our parents always know what's best for us.
We never walk or play in lonely places.
We might get lost or hurt, and no one would find us. And so these are Roscoe's 4 special rules. If we remember them, we'll always be safe. And we'll all see what a really good friend Roscoe can be. Later on, school is over for the day, and it's time for everybody to go home. Mike lives nearby, so he usually walks home. Hi, Mike. Come on and play with us.
We always go straight home from school.
Mike will go home and ask his mother if he can come back to play with his friends. Next morning, Jeff is on his way to school. He has to start early because it's a long walk. Want to ride to school? I'm going that way.
We never get into a car without our parents' permission.
It's always polite to say, no thank you. That afternoon, when school is out, Debbie walks home too. Hi there. Have some candy.
We never take gifts from anyone without our parents' permission.
Debbie also knows it's polite to say, no thank you. The park is a great place to play. And on Saturdays, Debbie, Jeff, Mike, and Brenda often play there together. Their favorite game is Follow the Leader, and it's lots of fun. They always play together in a group and never alone. And they know that the playground area is the best and safest place to play in the whole park. But today, Brenda's mother has told her to be home early, and it's time for her to leave. Say, I wonder if there's a shortcut down this way.
We never walk or play in lonely places.
I guess I'd better go the way I'm sure of. And so the next time Officer Dan visits the school, Rosco comes with him again. He asks if we remembered the 4 special rules that Rosco taught us. Mike remembered, didn't he? Come on and play with us.
We always go straight home from school.
I have to go home first. And Jeff remembered, too. Want a ride to school?
We never get into a car without our parents' permission.
No, thank you. Debbie did exactly the right thing. Want some candy?
We never take gifts from anyone without our parents' permission.
No, thank you. And Brenda was smart, too. I wonder if there's a shortcut.
We never walk or play in lonely places.
I'd better go the way I know. So let's be sure that all of us always remember Roscoe's rules. Both Officer Dan and Roscoe want to help us to be safe because they're our friends.
Thanks a lot, Roscoe, and thanks a lot, Officer Dan. You both gave us real good tips. This next film is important, and it's called First Aid for Children.
It's great being outdoors, having a good time. But good times can turn into not so good times if you're not careful. It's easier to prevent accidents, but they do happen. Accidents can be scary when you don't know what to do about them. Even if something happens to you when you're alone or with a friend, there are things you can do to help yourself. In this film, you're going to find out what to do if you get hurt. That's what this is all about. It isn't as bad as it looks or feels. Some of his skin rubbed off when he took that flop. Fortunately, he knows what to do. The best way to clean this or any other wound is with plain soap and water. Nothing else. Pat it dry with something you know is clean. If you don't have a clean towel or cloth, let it dry in the air. Go to someone who can help, a responsible adult, and let that person help you. Cover the skinned area with a clean bandage. It's as simple as that. It will still hurt for a while, but now he can go back and play some more. Only this time, he'll be more careful. A cut can be pretty frightening. In this case, it's a paper cut. You could also cut yourself with a sharp object. Would you know what to do? Or would you just be scared? Well, Laura knows how to help herself. The best way to stop bleeding is by direct pressure, pressing right on the cut. She's doing it with her finger. If she had a clean napkin or towel, she could use that too. She goes to the nearest source of water and washes the cut. If there's no soap around, plain water is okay. It looks like it's bleeding a lot, but it isn't. So there's no need to be frightened. Laura raises her hand to help slow the flow of blood. In just a few minutes, the bleeding should stop. In this or any other accident or injury, make sure you tell someone who can help you. Even though it isn't bleeding anymore, a light bandage will protect it until the cut heals properly. A bump on the nose really smarts, and sometimes it can make you bleed. What would you do if you had a bloody nose? First, sit down. Pinch your nose with your fingers. Lower your head and lean forward. In just a few minutes, the bleeding will stop. If you're at home, put some ice wrapped in cloth on the bridge of your nose. That also helps. Always tell your father, mother, teacher, or some other adult what happened. Ever get a black eye? The expression black eye doesn't mean your eye's been hurt. Instead, it's a bump near your eye. If this happened to you, what would you do? Her coach knows what to do. And if you're ever by yourself or with a friend, you can do the same thing. Place something cold over the part of the face you hurt. A clean cloth soaked in cold water is fine. Sure, you'll have a black eye for a little while, but it'll go away. If you get hit near or on your eye, make sure you get to a doctor as soon as possible so it can be examined. Now and then, nearly everyone gets a blister on a hand or foot. Sometimes they're from shoes that are too tight or too loose. They can come from walking barefoot. If you got a blister, what would you do? The one thing you should never do is pick at it. If the blister hasn't broken, get a bandage and cover it. That will help protect it and prevent it from getting worse. Of course, blisters do break. He got a blister from the baseball bat, and the blister broke. A broken blister should be treated just like a cut. Wash the broken blister with soap and water. You don't need anything else. Make sure it's covered with a bandage to prevent it from getting worse. A bee sting. Ouch! Does it hurt? If this happened to you, what would you do? This girl knows that even though the bee sting hurts a lot, she doesn't have too much to worry about. She puts cold water on the spot where the stinger went in. This helps the pain go away. In the case of a bee sting, tell your mother, father, or a responsible grown-up right away and have the stinger removed. Whoever does it should be careful to take out the whole thing. Suppose you were all alone. You could do the same thing. Bathe the spot that's stung in cold water. The only thing you shouldn't do is try to remove the stinger by yourself. Get an adult to help you. Remember, if you're stung or bitten by any kind of bug, tell an adult right away. This has been a pretty busy film, hasn't it? Of course, these things aren't going to happen in one day, but each of them can happen, and they can happen to you. And as long as you know what to do, you can see there's nothing to be frightened about. You should always know where your parents, a relative, friend, or neighbor can be reached in case of an emergency. And they should always know where you're playing. If you don't know your doctor's phone number, you can always dial O for operator and get help. You should know who is taking care of you and where that person is, whether at school, in the park, or at home. If you do hurt yourself, the best way to clean up is with plain soap and water. You don't need anything else. Most important of all, don't keep your accident or injury a secret. Immediately tell your mother, father, teacher, babysitter, or whoever is supposed to be looking out for you. They'll know what to do. Everyone likes to have a good time. If you know how to take care of yourself, you'll be prepared, not only for yourself, but for your friends.
Well, gang, I hope you had a good time, and I hope you learned something, too, about playing safe. Come on back and see me again for some more fun learning. And remember, treat other people the way you want to be treated, okay? Time for some astral projection. So long!